Hi guys, Dazzie here with another episode of my showcase series. This time it's episode 60, and tonight I will be showcasing the random DC Comics minor keys in my personal collection. Yeah, this is part 3. Got another ton of books to show you guys. But before I start that, I just want to share with you a couple of poll results that I've been running on my community page. I just reached out to some of my subscribers and asked, I just thought it'd be interesting to find out what publishers people decided to buy their books from, and I had 33 votes on the first poll, which was fantastic on this one, and 9% voted indie books, 24% voted DC. Now when I first started collecting books, all I did was collect DC comics. It could be any old random filler issue. I blame the Arrowverse for costing me a small fortune, but the overwhelming winner this time around was Marvel Comics with 67% of the votes. Since then, I've ran polls on Star Wars films and Rocky films. We'll be sharing that with you soon. Let's get into the books, guys. I left you on the alphabet of letter D. We're going to start off now, obviously, with E. And first up is a book I think was going to get a bit of traction going forwards. We have just been told that we're getting a HBO Max Green Lantern show. Alan Scott is definitely going to be one of the characters in it. And I think this book is going to get hot. This is Earth 2, issue number 1. And why do I think this is going to get hot? Well, this is where the Green Lantern Alan Scott is reintroduced as a gay man, revealed in issue 2, becomes Green Lantern in issue 3. Be on the lookout for this one, guys, because Alan Scott apparently is going to be gay in the HBO Max show. Paid £1 for this in the local gaming store. Up next is a book I had to pick up because, yeah, the Suicide Squad movie, the first one I'm talking about, wasn't the greatest movie, but I thought this character was probably the standout, along with Captain Boomerang. And I have Captain Boomerang's first appearance, so I had to get this one. This is El Diablo, issue number 1. And this is the first appearance, of course, of El Diablo, who was Chato Santana. He perished in the Suicide Squad movie. But this comes from 2009. It's not the original El Diablo. I believe he is a Western cowboy. So I need to add that one because that is a character in my encyclopedia, Bronze Age book. Let's get into some Firestorm because there's quite a lot of keys. Now I've showed off the 2 bigger ones, which is issue 1 and 2. The first, Firestorm and Captain Cold. So we're moving on to the next volume. And just a few characters that have appeared in live action. First up, we have Firestorm the Nuclear Man, issue number 7. And this is the first appearance of Plastique, who was Betty Sans Sofkey. And she first appeared in Smallville and then into the Flash TV show. Paid £5.20 for that on eBay. And that was in the back end of 2019. Oh, sorry, for the El Diablo, I paid £9.50, which I thought was a pretty good price. That's usually around about £15 to £20. Up next is a book, had a lot of heat at one point, but for me, this character kind of ruined my favourite show, which was effectively the Green Arrow TV show. This is Firestorm, issue 23. And this is the first appearance of Felicity Smoke. And when she first came into the show, she was a pretty cool character, but the more seasons that went on, probably I thought season 2 was fantastic with Deathstroke, but then when she became romantically involved with Stephen Amell's Arrow, it kind of went off the boil a little bit. Of course, Felicity Smoke has appeared in so many of the Arrowverse shows. It's also the first appearance of Bite, who is a Blythe Bonner. Okay, got that as a gift from my mum at Christmas. Oh, sorry, for my birthday in 2017. Up next is a character that appeared on the Swamp Thing TV show. Thoroughly enjoyed that show. This is Firestorm issue 24. And this is the first appearance of the Blue Devil, who was Daniel Cassidy. We've also got the first appearance and origin of the Bug, who was Bernard Bonner. And the first appearance of Eddie Bloomberg in this issue. £2.40 for this on eBay, which was an absolute steal. Up next is another kind of undervalued book because the guy he was in the first Suicide Squad movie. Okay, he was the first one to bite the dust, and he wasn't in it long. But this book can be had for cheap. This is Firestorm issue 28. And this is the first appearance of Slipknot, who was Christopher Wise. And I paid just £1 for this at the Western Con. Happy to add that. I love my cheap live action first appearances. Up next, this book's hot at the moment because this character is going to be in the new Suicide Squad movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Firestorm issue 35. And this is the first appearance of the Weasel, who is John Monroe. And I think he's going to be played by James Gunn's brother, Sean, if I'm not mistaken. Paid $2.99 for that, pretty much when I first found out about that, and that was on the 6th of December 2019. Then we have the recent U52 volume of Fury of Firestorm, issue 19, and this is the first appearance of another Killer Frost, but this Killer Frost is played by Caitlin Snow character, which is in the, of course, Arrowverse, most predominantly in the Flash TV show. Paid £17.70 for this. You know, when you first start collecting, I was just eager to get into it and pick up the Arrowverse characters. Obviously, I overpaid, but it's a nice book to have anyway. And this book regularly goes over 10. Have to include this one because this is my one signed book by one of my favourite artists. This is Flashpoint. It is Hal Jordan, issue number 1, which is basically a one-shot, I believe. But this one I got signed by the artist Ben Oliver. Ben Oliver, yeah. And he's brought out a load of good stuff. He pulled out a couple of nice Nightwing covers recently. This was signed in the 2017. Probably one of my first ever cons, that, in Cheltenham. Have to include this one. This is probably a book very few of you know about. It's another character in my DC encyclopedia. Had to get it. It was Gog. Gog, issue number 1. Yeah, he's in the encyclopedia. I got this for free off the wife for Christmas of 2017. And Gog is William Matthews. This book, I think, is a little bit undervalued. I can see this being an animated show or movie down the line for sure. This is Gotham Academy, issue number 1. Whole host of first appearances in it. Most notably, I would say, is the first appearance of Maya Maps Mizaki, who is the new Robin, if I'm not mistaken. Was that in the future state? Anyway, it's the first appearance of the Gotham Academy School. Olive Silverjack, a junior detective. Silverlock, amongst others. So a pretty good issue, I think, for speculation. I paid £1 for this, but I've got a couple, I think. I've got one listed at the moment. At one point I was going over 20 with the news of that new Robin. Okay, up next is a book that I picked up because I have the animated Batman film. This is Gotham by Gaslight. Yeah, it's like a prestige format book. I must admit I haven't read it, but I have seen the animated one. £4 for that in a gaming shop in Bristol. I thought it was a decent pickup. Another Gotham book now, and another character that has appeared in the Arrowverse, this time in the Flash TV show. This is Gotham Underground, issue 3, and I'm not sure many of you know about this one. This is the first appearance of the Weather Witch. The Weather Witch. She's appeared in the Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. Okay, £3.50 for that on eBay. Just a cheap one to look out for. She's appeared in several episodes. Up next is another book from Milestone, the imprint. I showed you, what did I show you? Blood Syndicate the other night. I've showed you Static in the past. This time I will show you the collector's edition of Hardware. Yeah, this is the first appearance of Hardware. It was Curtis Metcalf. A few other minor ones in this one. But this was the first comic ever published by Milestone, believe it or not. I don't know if you know about that. Paid 50p for that in Proud Lion in Cheltenham. I think there is a bit of a cut to the bag though, which I'm not too happy about. 50p, you can't complain. Let's get a couple of Harley Quinn books up. First up is another book I won from Joker 68. This is Harley Quinn issue 25. Now this is a 1 in 25 Chad Hardin variant cover. Okay guys, and this is signed. As you can see, where is it? Just there. Pretty neat signature. Signed by Chad Hardin, who is a cover artist and penciler. Yeah, And what that is from 2016, that one in 25. Don't have too many incentives in my collection, so it's nice to have that. Up next, another book that was really, really hot at one point. This book was getting to 40 and 50 quid at one point, which was insane. This is Harlequin, issue 57, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, issue 57. This is the variant, and it comes from Julian Totino Tedesco. This is the first appearance of Miranda, an alien from Tamaran, the same planet as Starfire. Who knows, with that Titans TV show, might see the character. Bought that in Forbidden Planet in Bristol. And for once, I found a nice copy on the shelves. You know, I've had it with Forbidden Planet. I ordered Electric Black, magazine format size one, a copy for JT Rogers that arrived. But mine never did. And they said they sent it twice, but it was damaged, so they recalled it. No, they never sent it. Anyway, I got my money back today, finally, about 3 months later. This is a little fun book. Like I said, I'm a massive fan of the Arrow TV show. I've met loads of the cast of the CW universe, including I met Stephen Amell. And his first appearance in comics, believe it or not, comes in this Harley Quinn one-shot. And it is Harley Quinn invades the Comic-Con International San Diego. Brilliant. Yeah, the first appearance of Stephen Amell. And the first appearance of a character called Hurl Girl. It was Delana Dean. £3 for that in a car boot in Gloucester. That was a good day. I picked up another copy of the first Silk Amazing Spider-Man issue 4 for £3 that day as well, at the car boot. Next is a book I have to include because from Harley Quinn. This is the first work by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, her husband, I think. And that is the first work on Harley Quinn in Harley Quinn, Our World at War. Don't know whether you know about that, guys, but Amanda Connor is very famous for her Harley Quinns. Paid £2 for that. I've had 2 or 3 of these over the years. Made some good coin. That's the first big pile of books out of the way. Sticking with the H's, and this is another book that I think is very undervalued. The character's brilliant on the Titans TV show, and can't wait for season 3. This is Hawk and Dove, issue number 1. Now, in my previous Silver Age showcase, I showed you the first appearance of the original Hawk and Dove, but this is the first appearance of the second Dove, who is Dawn Marie Granger. And like I said, that character is in the Titans TV show. 50p for this. Like I say, you can probably get this for under £10. Very undervalued. Really enjoy the character in Titans. Another Hawk and Dove book. This is issue 21. £2.49 for this. Why did I buy this? Well, this is the first appearance of a character called Malice Wunderbar. And Malice Wunderbar appeared in the Harlequin animated show. Just something to add to the radar if you're in the dollar bins. £2.49 for that. My sole He-Man book in my collection. And this comes from, what year is this? 2013. This is He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, issue number 5. Paid £1.50 for this in Excelsior Comics in Bristol. This is the origin of She-Ra. Of course, we are supposed to be getting a He-Man live-action movie. I have the first appearance of a He-Man and Skeletor in the DC Comics Presents book, which was a fantastic AOK from my good friend Comic Vantage. Despera discovers her true identity is Adora, She-Ra, twin sister of He-Man in this issue. My sole Hellblazer book next is a book that I grabbed because it's very low printed and pretty scarce. This is Hellblazer issue 27. Yeah, just a scarce low printed book. Features an insert of Clive Barker's Nightbreed on this. Now this was published 1 month after the movie was released and 1 month before the Nightbreed comic series. Okay, so £2 for that in Worcester. This can go for 15 to 20 on a good day. Couple of House of Mystery books. I showed you some Silver Age House of Mystery. Let's get a couple of moderns going. This is a House of Mystery issue 1 from Vertigo. This book was hot recently. This is number 1. This is the first appearance of Cressida, a barmaid who is reincarnated throughout history. There are just 18,403 copies of this, and it was, I think the character was introduced into the Joker storyline, if I'm not mistaken. £1.32 for that in Bristol. Again, this was a £20 plus book at one point. I'm not sure whether I showed this in a previous showcase, but I like the book a lot. I'm a big fan of the TV show. This is House of Mystery issue 1. This is the Halloween annual. 50p for this. I've sold one or two of these before as well. This is the first appearance of iZombie. Yeah, it's a great show on Netflix. iZombie. I've met the cast. Now, the iZombie in this, though, is not the iZombie that makes it onto the screen. This character is called Gwen Dillon. But if you haven't tried iZombie, basically a detective detective show where a zombie eats brains to help the detectives find out who the murderers are. Good fun. Up next, and she takes on their personalities, which is brilliant. Up next, we got a Huntress, issue number 1. And this is the first appearance and origin of the Huntress, Helena Bertinelli, who was in the Birds of Prey movie and in the Arrow TV show. £3 for that. A little bit undervalued, I think, this book. It can go between 15 and 20 on a good day. Let's get into the eyes with some Impulse. Up first, we've got Impulse issue 7. £1.50 for this. This is the first appearance of Gridlock, who is Abner Girdler. And a version of Gridlock appeared in the Flash TV show. One of the villains. Here's a fun book. Issue 27. I don't know how many of you know about this, but this is the first appearance of Jay and Silent Bob in comics. Of course, Kevin Smith is Silent Bob, and I have a book signed by Kevin Smith that I found in a comic shop, Spider-Man and Black Cat. Paid £1 for this, but I just thought that's a pretty good novelty book. Of course, Jay and Silent Bob appeared in one of the Flash episodes, believe it or not. Up next, Impulse issue 28. I always like this cover. This is the first appearance of the Arrowette, who was Suzanne King-Jones. £1.50 for that. Into the Infinite Crisis. We all know the books, guys. Issue 3. This is the Jim Lee cover. And this is the first appearance of Jamie Reyes, a Mexican-American teenager, and the third Blue Beetle. Not in costume, though. He appeared in the Smallville TV show, but apparently he is lined up to get his own movie. 60p for that in Cheltenham. I've had 2 or 3 of those. I gave one away from my 1,000 subscribers competition. I gave it away, and a week later it was like a £50 book. Well. Up next, another issue, number 3. But this time it is the variant cover from George Perez. 60p for that. I'm really happy to have this one, actually. This is Infinite Crisis 3 again, but this is the second printing, second printing. 60p for that. Then we have issue 4, and this is I think this is a bit of a key because this is the first meeting of Booster Gold and Jamie Reyes. Of course, they are a great team, appeared in Smallville together. Rumored that Booster Gold will be teaming up with Jamie Reyes going forward, the Blue Beetle. £1 for that one in Strayed. Issue 5 is the first full appearance of the Blue Beetle, Jamie Reyes. That is a nice Jim Lee cover. 60p for that. I like this series a lot. A lot of nice little keys in this. If you like minor keys for cheap, there's some good ones here, and a lot of them include one of my favorite guilty pleasures, the Stargirl TV show. We're talking Infinity Inc. Sorry, and this is issue 11. This is the first appearance of Mike Dugan, Michael Justin Dugan, the son of Pat Dugan in the Stargirl TV show. £2 for that. Infinity Inc. Next, issue 11 is the first appearance of Yolanda Montez, who is in the Stargirl TV show and becomes Wildcat, the second Wildcat. And Yolanda Montez also appeared in the Legends of Tomorrow in one of the crossovers shown in a quick clip. Up next, we have issue 16. Yeah, look at this legend. This is the first appearance of Director Bones, Mr. Bones. £1.67 for that in Bristol. That was on my radar for quite a while before I found that. He was a character in my encyclopedia. Up next, issue 19. £1.74 for this. This is the first appearance of Elizabeth Beth Chapel, who becomes Dr. Midnight in the next issue. Again, it was in Stargirl and Legends of Tomorrow. It's also the first appearance of Mechanique, a villain inspired by the silent movie Metropolis. Cover and interior art by Todd McFarlane as well. This book has had a little bit of heat lately because of the character supposedly getting his own movie. This is Infinity Inc. issue 20. And this is the first appearance of Rick Tyler, who becomes the second Hourman. Yeah, of course, Hourman is supposedly getting his own movie. So whether it be the original one from the Golden Age or this one, we don't know. But this one appeared in the Stargirl TV show. Now, it's also the first appearance of Elizabeth Beth Chapel as Dr. Midnight. So, whereas before she was out of costume, now she is in it. £2.19 for that. This is one of the better keys, I think, from that run. And that is issue 34. Bang for your buck with this one as well. Paid $4.99 for that. Happy to pay it as well. This is the first appearance of Artemis Croc, who becomes the third Tigress. That was in the Stargirl TV show. The first appearance of the second Icicle, who is Cameron Mahent, who was in the Smallville, Flash and Stargirl TV show. The first appearance of Hazard, who was Rebecca Sharp, who was in the Flash TV show. And it's the first appearance of the Injustice Unlimited team. Tigress, Artemis Croc, Fiddler, Hazard, Icicle, Shade and the Wizard. If you like Stargirl, that's a brilliant issue to have. And we're going to finish with a little mini-series. I picked this up because the Arrow crossover was called Invasion. It was all about an alien race called the Dominators. Well, the Dominators and that crossover was basically based on this series. This is Invasion, issue number 1. And this is the first appearance of the Blasters team as well. $174 for that on eBay. Like I say, if you look at that crossover, this is the series it was based on. That's issue 1. This is issue 2. $150 for that. Don't overpay for it. But it's a nice story. And issue 3. That's it, guys. That's a wrap. All done in around about 22 minutes. I got loads of these showcases still to come, guys. I never get bored of showing off keys. That's what I do. I chase them. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Bye.